Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kevin. I'm located in Central Mississippi Zone 8. In this video, I'll be showing you the easiest and the most humane way to separate your redworms from their castings. In order to separate our redworms from their castings, we'll need about 5 items, 4 to 5 items. And the first thing we need is window screen. This is just fiberglass window screen. You can get this at one of your big box stores. A roll like this, which is a 36 inch by 84 inch roll. Something like this costs between $8–10 bucks. Fiberglass window screen. Looks like this when it's opened out. Fiberglass window screen. First item we need. Second item we need is some sort of cheap dirt or soil. This is topsoil. I get this from the big box store. A bag like this is less than $3. It's not fortified with anything like fertilizers or anything inside the bag. It is said to have only forest products inside of this bag. So this is what I use for my soil. The third thing we'll need is food. I love to use bananas. Worms like bananas or anything sweet. Watermelon rinds, bananas. We have a wild pear tree on the property that the pears regularly fall off this time of year. So I mash those up, and I also include those in the worm bin. So food. The fourth item we need is, and this is optional, but the fourth item we need is craft paper. And I'll go into detail more about how to use the craft paper and why to use the craft paper later in the video. The last item we need is patience, because the process that I'm going to show you might need to be done more than once, maybe 2-3 times. So you will need patience, and now that we know everything that we need to get started, let's put it all together. This method, it doesn't matter if you're using 5-gallon buckets. I've seen people use these totes like this. The method is the same. It works the same. The outcome, the results will be the same in the end. So, but on a side note, I stay away from these 5-gallon buckets and these totes like this because I feel like they're too deep. For a successful worm bin, all you need is a worm bed, a structure that is between 6 and 8 inches deep. These right here, because of the depth and because of how narrow they are, they tend to heat up really fast, and the worms don't like excessive heat. So that's just a side note, but that information is really for another video. Let's move forward with the procedure. Assuming your worm bin is ready to harvest, this is step 1 in the process of separating your worms from their castings. So step 1 is to take your window screen and apply it to your worm bed. You just take your window screen and just drape it over the bed like this. And you will see that in most cases your window screen will not, in some cases it may not be wide enough, but that's okay. You just overlap. You'll use more than one piece, and you can overlap the screen right on top of the bed. Alright, so step 1 is putting on your fiberglass window screen. So step 2 is adding our soil on top of the screen. Now, this doesn't have to be added really thick on there. Just enough so that when the worms come up through the screen, they will have a moist environment on top that they can thrive in. where they won't dry out, and where they can eat and they can lay their eggs or whatever they're going to do in that short time that they will be on top of the screen. Again, this doesn't have to be really thick. The amount that I've just added here is enough. The next step is to add food. Like I said earlier in the video, bananas, watermelon rinds, any other fruit or vegetable scraps that you might have, your normal way of feeding your worms. Add it to the top of the screen. This is where your patients come in. They will slowly start to migrate up through the screen to the food source. They will start to come from the bed up through the screen and up to the food source. So over time, over a week or so, you keep adding food, and you may even add in a little more dirt. Now, the last step, which is optional, is adding a cover like this craft paper. In my experience over the years with growing worms, raising worms, is that the worms like to have another light cover over them. It speeds up the process of them coming up through the screen, and obviously the faster they come up, the faster you can harvest your castings and move on to the next thing. But yes, this will work. Craft paper, you can usually get this at one of your big box stores. This is of course optional though. You don't have to do this, but I think that this kind of accelerates the process. You can get this at one of your big box stores. It usually comes on a roll. You see it's pretty durable, so you can use it. You can take it off and on as you feed. You might need, like I said, you might need to do this process 2 or 3 times. So this is durable enough for you to take it on and off as needed. After completing all the steps, you're going to wait, and this is where your patients come in. You're going to wait a week or 2 until all of the worms or most of the worms have migrated up through the screen up to the food source, and then you're going to take the screen off, pull the whole screen off with the worms and the food, and put them into the the next bed that you have prepared. You will probably need to repeat this process until you get all of the worms out. You will do the whole process over again, wait another few days. The remainder of the worms will migrate up through the screen to the food source. You lift the whole screen off and go put them in your prepared bed. And now it's time to harvest your worm castings. All right, y'all. So this is a bed that I have already separated the red worms from their castings. The only thing that's left here now is composted fruit and vegetable scraps. This is a 4x8 bed, by the way. I have them kind of in the dark here. As a matter of fact, all of my beds are in the dark. I didn't mention that earlier, but I keep all of my beds in the dark. But yeah, this is a 4x8 bed. You can see what it looks like. Very beautiful. All it needs now is refining. You can see the paper scraps in here. These are bags from like coffee grounds and things of that nature. Some of the stuff didn't break down. Some of the coffee bean bags didn't break down. So I have to get all of this stuff out. And so stay with me and I'm going to show you exactly how I do that. So I have taken my 4x8 bed and emptied out the castings with my wheelbarrow and brought them over here to my refinery. This is, I call it my makeshift refinery, but this is the place where I sift my worm castings with my sifter here. Now this sifter here is something that I made. It's got a 1/4 inch mesh, steel 1/4 inch mesh. It's made out of 2x8 material, and it hangs from these ropes here. I shovel my compost into my sifter here and shake it down into my wheelbarrow, and then I take it and store it until I'm ready to use it. And I'm gonna go ahead and set it up and show you exactly what I do and show you the finished product. All right, y'all. So I take my worm castings and I shovel it into my sifter. I don't shovel a lot in at one time. I just a little, so this doesn't become clogged or anything. Then I take it and I just sift my castings through. All right, y'all, the finished product. Black gold. Some of the best fertilizer you can get. Just look at that life in there. All right, y'all, thanks for watching my video. I hope you have found it informational and inspirational. Like I said, my name is Kevin. I'm located in Central Mississippi Zone 8. Please like and subscribe, share my videos, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.